Why do you like the people you help more than the people who help you? Stop and feel how strange that question is, because it points at something completely backwards about how human beings work. You'd think it would be the other way around. You'd think you'd feel warmest toward the people who do things for you, the ones who give you their time, their help, their kindness. And you'd think that doing favors for someone would slowly drain you, make you resent them, leave you liking them less. But that is not what happens. The truth is almost the exact reverse. Doing someone a favor tends to make you like them more, and being the one who constantly receives can quietly make you like the giver less. This is the psychology of one of the strangest and most useful quirks of the human mind, sometimes called the Ben Franklin effect, after a story that captures it perfectly. The story goes that Benjamin Franklin, wanting to win over a rival who disliked him, didn't try to impress the man with gifts or flattery. He did the opposite. He asked the man for a small favor, to lend him a rare book. The rival, slightly flattered to be asked, agreed. And afterward, the man who had disliked Franklin became one of his closest friends. Franklin had figured out something that science would only confirm centuries later. The surest way to make someone like you is not to do something for them. It's to get them to do something for you. You can test this against your own life right now. Think of a time you did someone a real favor, helped them through something hard, gave a lot of yourself to them. Notice how that person occupies a warm place in your heart, often warmer than people who've done just as much for you. Now think of a time someone did everything for you while you gave little back. Strangely, that person often doesn't hold the same place. And sometimes there's even a faint, uncomfortable distance there. A discomfort that comes from being on the receiving end of more than you returned. We are warmest toward the people we've invested in, and oddly cool, sometimes even resentful, toward people who've made us feel indebted. It's one of the most backward-seeming features of the human heart, and once you notice it operating in your own relationships, you can't unsee it. This sounds wrong. It sounds like it can't possibly be true. By the end of this, you're going to understand exactly why it is true. The deep mechanism in your brain that flips favors into affection. You're going to see how this quietly runs your friendships, your relationships, and your resentments. And here's the part that could change how you build every relationship from now on. Why the standard advice for getting people to like you is precisely backwards, and what actually works instead. So let's start with the engine that drives the whole thing, because once you understand it, everything else clicks into place. It's one of the most powerful forces in human psychology, and it's called cognitive dissonance. Here's the idea. Your brain has a deep, almost desperate need for your actions and your beliefs to line up. When they match, when you do things that fit what you believe, you feel fine. But when they clash, when you catch yourself doing something that contradicts what you believe, it creates a genuine, uncomfortable mental tension. A kind of internal itch. And your brain will do almost anything to make that itch go away. The catch is, you can't undo an action you've already taken. So instead, your brain does the only thing it can. It quietly adjusts your beliefs to match what you did. It rewrites your attitude to fit your behavior so the two stop clashing. Now watch what this does with a favor. Imagine you do something kind for someone you don't particularly like. You help them move, you lend them money, you go out of your way for them, and now your brain has a problem. It's looking at your own behavior, significant effort, real kindness on behalf of this person. And it's looking at your belief, which is, I don't really like them. And those two things clash. Why would I work this hard for someone I don't even like? That's the itch, the dissonance. And your brain resolves it the only way it can. It can't take back the help you already gave, so it changes the belief instead. It concludes, quietly and without telling you, I must actually like this person. Why else would I have helped them? And just like that, your feeling toward them warms. Not because they earned it, but because your brain needed your attitude to justify your action. You did a favor, felt a flicker of contradiction, and your mind dissolved the contradiction by manufacturing affection. You like them now because you helped them. The action came first. The feeling rushed in afterward to make sense of it. This is the thing almost no one understands about how attitudes work. We assume our feelings drive our actions, that we help people because we like them, and that's true. But the arrow runs powerfully in the other direction too. Our actions drive our feelings. We come to like people because we help them. We talk ourselves into affection to justify the things we've already done. Your behavior isn't just an expression of who you are. It's constantly, quietly shaping who you become and how you feel. This same force explains something even broader about human beings. We value what we work for. Effort creates attachment. Psychologists have shown this over and over. People value a piece of furniture more when they assembled it themselves. Value a goal more when they struggled to reach it. Value a group more when the initiation to join it was difficult or even painful. It seems backwards. You'd think suffering to get something would make you resent it. Instead, the suffering makes you treasure it. Because your brain reasons, I went through all that for this, so it must be deeply worth it. The effort gets justified by inflating the value of what it bought. This is why the things you worked hardest for feel the most precious. Why a hard-won achievement means more than an easy one. And why painful initiations create such fierce loyalty to the group. And it's the same engine driving the favor effect. The effort you put into a person gets converted, by your own mind, into how much that person is worth to you. Let me show you how this plays out, because once you see it, you'll recognize it everywhere in your life. Take a new friendship. Think about how real friendships actually form. Not usually by one person doing all the giving, but by a back and forth of small favors and small investments. You help them with something, they help you with something, and with each exchange, each of you is quietly rationalizing more affection for the other. The bond isn't built on what you received. It's built to a surprising and deep degree on what you gave, one small act of help at a time. The people you've done the most for tend to be the people you love the most, your closest friends, the ones you've shown up for again and again. Every act of showing up deepened your own attachment, not just theirs. Which is why, paradoxically, the friend who has let you help them the most is often the friend you'd cross any distance for. Take parenting, which is the most extreme example imaginable. Parents pour enormous, relentless, often thankless effort into their children. Years of sacrifice, sleepless nights, endless giving, with very little returned, especially early on. And yet that one-directional flood of investment produces one of the most powerful bonds a human can feel. Part of why parents love their children so fiercely is the sheer magnitude of what they've given them. The investment created the love, deepened it, cemented it. You become bonded, profoundly, to whatever you pour yourself into. And this reveals something that explains a great deal about human loyalty. We are most devoted to the things and people we've sacrificed the most for. The friend you've supported through years of hard times. The relationship you've fought to save. The community you've given your time and effort to. The depth of your devotion tracks the depth of your investment, which is mostly beautiful. It's how sacrifice forges the strongest bonds humans have. But it also has a shadow, because the same logic can keep people trapped. We can stay loyal to things long past the point they deserve it, simply because we've already given so much that walking away would mean admitting the investment was wasted. The bond built by sacrifice is real, but it can outlive the thing it was built around, holding us to people and situations our investment alone keeps us attached to. The same force that builds our deepest loves can, turned the wrong way, build our most stubborn chains. Take dating and romance. Here, the effect is both useful and dangerous. The useful part. Relationships deepen when both people are invested, both giving, both sacrificing a little for the other. The dangerous part. The person who does all the giving, all the chasing, all the favors, while the other person merely receives, often ends up far more attached than the person they're trying to win, because they're the one whose brain is busy rationalizing affection out of effort. You can love someone more and more precisely by over-giving to them, while they, receiving without investing, feel less and less. The giver falls deeper, the taker drifts. Take the workplace. Notice who you feel most loyal to among your colleagues. It's very often the people you've helped, mentored, covered for, gone out of your way for. The act of investing in a coworker quietly converts into a sense of fondness and allegiance toward them. This is also why asking a colleague for a small piece of help, rather than always being the helpful one, can warm a cold working relationship faster than any amount of you doing things for them. A new manager who only ever gives to their team, protecting them, doing their work for them, sometimes finds the team strangely uncommitted, while the manager who lets the team invest, who asks them to step up and contribute, builds far deeper loyalty. People bond to what they build, and that includes the people and projects they pour their effort into at work. And take neighbors, the classic small-scale version. The fastest way to turn a stranger next door into a friend is rarely to leave gifts on their porch. It's to knock and ask to borrow something small, a cup of sugar, a tool, a hand with something for 2 minutes. The borrowing, the small mutual favor, is what cracks the ice, because it pulls the other person into a tiny act of investment in you, and their brain does the rest. We bond over the small favors we trade, not the distance we politely keep. Every one of these is the same mechanism. Investment creates affection. We love what we pour ourselves into. Which brings us to the twist, and it turns the most common advice about relationships completely upside down. You've been thinking about this backwards your whole life. The standard belief, the thing everyone assumes, is that the way to make someone like you is to do things for them, to give, to help, to impress, to be useful, to shower them with kindness until they can't help but appreciate you. And it makes intuitive sense, but it's largely wrong, and now you can see why. When you do all the giving, you're the one whose brain rationalizes affection. Your giving makes you like them. It does far less to make them like you. And worse, endless one-sided giving can make the other person feel indebted or smothered or simply take you for granted, valuing you less precisely because you've made yourself so freely available. The overgiver is often the one who ends up unappreciated, baffled that all their effort bought them so little love. So here's the flip. If you actually want someone to like you, the move is not to give to them. It's to let them give to you. Ask them for a small, reasonable favor. Let them invest a little effort in you, because then it's their brain that has to do the rationalizing. Their brain that looks at the help they gave you and concludes, I must like this person. You're not taking from them. You're giving them the one thing that actually builds a bond from their side, the chance to invest in you. The small favor isn't a cost to them. It's a gift to the relationship, because it pulls them into the same affection-building loop that giving has been pulling you into all along. This is the counterintuitive truth at the heart of it. Connection is built more by what people do for each other than by what's done for them. And that includes letting people do things for you. The relationships that last are not the ones where one person gives and the other receives. They're the ones where both people are invested, both pouring themselves in, each one's brain steadily manufacturing more love to justify the effort. Mutual investment is the engine of mutual affection. But there is a dark side to this same mechanism, and you need to understand it, because it's just as powerful and far more dangerous. If doing good for someone makes you like them more, then doing harm to someone makes you like them less, much less. Because the dissonance runs in that direction too. If you hurt someone, mistreat them, are cruel to them, your brain faces the same unbearable contradiction. I'm a good person, but I just did a bad thing to this person.
And it resolves that contradiction the same way, by changing the belief. It decides the person deserved it, that they're bad, that they had it coming. Your brain villainizes the person you wronged, because deciding they're a bad person is the easiest way to feel okay about having treated them badly. This is one of the most important and disturbing facts about human nature. We don't just hurt people we hate. We come to hate people we've hurt. Mistreatment breeds contempt in the mistreater, not just the mistreated. It's how feuds escalate. Each side's harm to the other generating fresh justification, fresh hatred, fresh reason to harm again. It's how, on a massive scale, ordinary people can come to despise the very groups they've wronged. The cruelty doesn't come from the hatred. Often, the hatred comes from the cruelty, manufactured after the fact to justify it. You can watch this play out in small ways all the time. Think about how, after you've been short or unkind to someone, a stranger, a service worker, a family member in a bad moment, you often find yourself building a little case against them in your head. They were rude first. They deserved it. They're the kind of person who. That case building is your mind manufacturing a justification for what you already did. And the longer you let it run, the more genuinely you come to dislike a person who may have done nothing to earn it. It's also why it can be so hard to apologize. Apologizing means admitting your action was wrong, which reopens the dissonance your brain worked so hard to close by deciding the other person was the problem. So instead of apologizing, people double down, dislike the person more, and the rift widens, all driven by a brain that would rather villainize someone than admit it treated them unfairly. Whole relationships have been lost this way, not to a real conflict, but to one person's mind quietly building a villain to avoid the discomfort of having been in the wrong. So what do you actually do with all of this?
The first thing is to use the giving direction wisely, in your own favor. If you want to grow closer to someone, invest in them. But understand what you're really doing. You're not buying their affection, you're building your own. So invest in the people you want to love, the people you want to feel bonded to, because the investment will deepen your attachment to them. And if you want them to bond to you, give them chances to invest in you too. Ask for the small favor. Let them help. A relationship where only one person ever gives is lopsided in affection, no matter how generous the giver. The healthiest bonds flow both ways, with both brains constantly rationalizing more love out of mutual effort. And there's a subtle, lovely detail in why asking for a favor works so well, beyond just the dissonance. Being asked for a favor is, quietly, a compliment. It signals that you trust the person, that you respect their ability, that you see them as capable and worth approaching. Most people secretly like being needed, like being the one who can help. It makes them feel competent and valued. So a well-chosen small request doesn't burden someone, it honors them. The key is small and reasonable. You're not asking them to move your apartment. You're asking to borrow a book, for a quick piece of advice, for a small bit of their expertise. The request should be easy enough to say yes to and meaningful enough that saying yes feels good. Done right, asking for help is one of the warmest, most connecting things you can do, which is exactly why so many people get relationships backwards, hiding their needs and over-giving, when the thing that would actually build the bond is the humility to let someone help them.
The second thing is to stop over-giving in the hope of being loved. If you've ever found yourself doing more and more for someone, giving endlessly, bewildered that it isn't making them care about you more, now you understand why. Your giving was building your love for them, not theirs for you, and possibly teaching them to take you for granted. The answer isn't to give more, it's to let them give. Step back and create space for them to invest in you so their brain can start doing the work that yours has been doing all along. And the third thing is to watch the dark side carefully in yourself. The next time you find yourself disliking someone, harboring contempt for them, ask an honest question. Did I dislike them first, or did I do something to them and then start disliking them to justify it? Because if you've wronged someone and find your mind manufacturing reasons they're terrible, that may not be insight. It may be dissonance, building a villain to excuse your own behavior. And the way to break that spiral is not more justification, it's repair. A small act of kindness towards someone you've wronged can begin to reverse the whole engine, replacing the manufactured contempt with manufactured warmth. You can choose which direction to run the machine. Choose the one that makes you kinder. This is also, quietly, one of the most powerful tools for healing a damaged relationship. If you've grown cold towards someone, a friend, a family member, anyone you've drifted from amid small hurts, the instinct is to wait until you feel warmer before you reach out. But the favor effect says do it backwards. Do one small kind thing for them first, before the feeling returns, and let your own brain start rebuilding the affection to justify the kindness. A single genuine act of giving can crack open a door that resentment had sealed shut, because the moment you invest in someone again, your mind begins, on its own, to remember why they're worth investing in. You don't have to feel the warmth to act warmly. Act warmly, and the warmth comes back to find you. That is an extraordinary amount of power to have over your own coldest feelings, and most people never use it, because they're waiting for a feeling that only ever arrives after the action, never before. Because here is the truth underneath all of it. We are not just creatures who act on our feelings. We are creatures who grow our feelings out of our actions. We love what we serve, and we resent what we harm. And both of those feelings are built, quietly, by what we choose to do. Which means love is less something you find and more something you build, one investment at a time. The people you pour yourself into become the people you can't live without. So if you want a life full of love, the secret isn't to wait until you feel it. It's to give, and to let others give to you, and let the feeling follow, the way it always does. The hand that helps is the hand that grows attached. Reach it out on purpose, toward the people you want to keep. And maybe the most freeing thing in all of this is what it says about love itself. We tend to think of love as something that happens to us, a feeling that strikes, that we wait for, that's either there or it isn't. But the favor effect points at a much more hopeful truth. Love is, in large part, something you do, and the feeling grows from the doing. You don't have to wait to feel love before you act lovingly. You can act first, give, show up, invest, let yourself be needed, and the feeling reliably follows, manufactured by the same brain that builds affection out of effort. This means you have far more power over your own heart than you thought. You can deepen your love for the people in your life simply by investing in them more. You can warm a cooling relationship by pouring back into it. You can even, slowly, grow to love a life or a person or a place by the simple act of giving yourself to it. The heart follows the hands. So put your hands to work on the people and the life you want to love, and watch the feeling arrive to meet them. Now here's something to carry into the next one. We've just seen how your own actions secretly shape your feelings about a person. But your feelings about people are being shaped by the wrong cues in another way too. A way that can genuinely fool you. When you're trying to figure out whether to believe someone, Your brain uses how confident and calm they seem as a sign of honesty, and how nervous and shaky they seem as a sign of lying. It feels like good judgment. It's a disaster. Because a smooth, confident liar will sail right past your defenses, while an honest, nervous person telling you the truth gets disbelieved, and you'll never know it happened. Why you believe a confident lie over a nervous truth is the next thing we need to talk about. For now, I want one honest answer. Think of someone you ended up genuinely close to, and ask yourself whether the bond grew from what they did for you or from what you did for them. And the flip side, just as revealing. Is there someone you keep doing favors for who somehow likes you less for it? Tell me. Because once you see that affection follows investment, you start to understand your whole web of relationships completely differently. Who you're really bonded to, why, and what you'd need to do to deepen any bond you choose.